November 30th, 2022 changed the world because AI became accessible to absolutely everybody for free through a tool called ChatGPT. ChatGPT went from 0 to 1 million users in the space of 5 days, which is the fastest that any platform has ever gotten to 1 million users. Putting things into perspective, Facebook and Instagram both took 2 years to get to 1 million users. Spotify took 4 months, and Angry Birds took 35 days. Now, when I think about AI, I really do think it is going to have a big impact on just everything in general, from online jobs all the way to politics, the economy, just everything as a whole will be affected by AI and ever growing, and it's just going to affect absolutely everything. However, my take on it is here to stay, and it's just going to become more stronger and more powerful. So us as humans, we've always been really, really good at adapting. And one of the things that we're actually going to have to do is learn to use AI as a tool just to help us become better at what we're currently doing already. I think AI will have the biggest shift in our lifetime because if you think about technology, up until now, it's only really shifted a little bit in terms of what we're currently doing. So, for example, like electricity and the computers and the phones and stuff like that, it's only really shifted and enhanced a little bit what we're currently doing. However, AI has the ability to completely remove and eliminate the workforce altogether. Because when you put things into perspective, crypto has the ability to overturn the financial institution. AI has the ability to overturn the human institution. And for those that don't know who I am, my name is Sebastian Sanchez. I run an e-commerce marketing agency, and I'm also diving deep into the world of AI. And we're working with brands that are doing anything more than $10,000 a month, basically just scale to the revenue targets, just making sure that you guys are, again, through a program called the Content Growth and Comprehension Program. And the goal for me and with this content is to continue, or even though I just started, is just continue to be able to make like great content that you guys can use to be able to continue to grow and scale your businesses, so that one day hopefully you can then come to us and basically just ask us to help you get to that next level. But okay, what is AI? And I feel like I need to dive deep a little bit on what AI is for me to be able to then continue to go in more into how you can basically make money from AI. AI is simply a type of tech that usually needs a brain or a human to do the work. And now, just backtracking a little bit, the reason why the launch on November 22nd, 2022 was so effective is because AI was made accessible to people like me and you for the first time using an interface that we all use, chat. So in theory, what's actually happened here is ChatGPT has created this massive language model where it allowed it to understand prompts and queries that we give to it, so it can basically communicate back to us. And all of us can use it, and any of us can use it. It can now spit out articles, newsletters, scripts, and even entire books in seconds. An example I want to tell you is I literally went on ChatGPT myself. I use it quite effectively now on a daily basis. But I went on it and I said, I want an outreach email created for an e-commerce brand that is doing more than $20,000 a month. I want it to speak about the problems that we're facing in 2023. And literally in seconds, spat out the email. I then said, can you add some humor to it? 2 seconds later, spat out the email. I then said to it, can you make this into a text message? Spat out the text message. It's crazy because it's hard to really comprehend the ability of it because it's only limited to the ability of our questions that we ask it and we type, basically. So kind of going a little bit more advanced, and if you want to look at what Elon Musk is doing with the Neuralink, this has been around for a while. Just for example, we're just getting introduced to the chat version. Elon Musk is kind of more advanced in what he wants to do because he's ahead of the whole chat and speech. So if you think about what it is that we do as humans, we chat, we speak, and then we kind of think, right? What Elon Musk is trying to do is beyond the chatting and speaking to an AI for them to be able to perform tasks. He wants to do the Neuralink, which is basically working with the AI at the point of you thinking. So he wants to be able to control AI with a thought process rather than speech or chatting to them or typing to them. A good kind of timeline for this would be the iPhone. And we were all basically around when Steve Jobs was introducing the first iPhone, right? It was like the most amazing thing. We're now into iPhone 14, 15, and the same thing is happening because ChatGPT is right at the beginning. It's still in testing phase. Everyone is still, whatever it prompts is still learning from it. And it's going to get to a point where we see, ChatGPT version 20, and it's going to be way more advanced than what it is right now. I think the main concern for everyone and the most people is how quickly this can grow and how powerful this can become. Because when it gets to a point where you're able to prompt it stuff like, how can I build $1 billion business? Or can you build me $1 billion business? And then in matter of minutes or even seconds, it will create a landing page for you, create an offer, create an ad, post the ads, create a store for you, and start generating revenue for you. Then it becomes dangerous. And then it just comes down to determining who really has the access to the AI. That really is a question for the future, because then you really start need to have an understanding of who will govern the prompts and the queries that we're able to type into it. And then that makes you think that there's a hypothetical future point in which humanity will basically undergo a transformation that it will not be seen anymore. And that's where people assume that AI will become self-aware. But what I don't think is it won't kill us. The same way we walk this earth with, ants, and just because we're bigger than them, we're more powerful than them, doesn't mean we go out and we kill absolutely all the ants. When we build roads and stuff, I guess that kind of happens, and I think it will be the same thing when it comes to AI and robots. Which is why Elon Musk is trying to build something that helps humanity, build and grow further. Because at the end of the day, that is the only real outcome that we can have. I don't think there's going to be any way that we can stop this technological process and what's really going on right now. Because if there is anything that happens that kind of stops it, then there's a black market, and there's people just online that will continue to just create the AI in an illegal way, which I think will make it worse. So in order for you to be able to make money with AI, you need to adopt the mentality that you can work with the tool, and how you can really use the tool in your everyday to cut out churn and to go from spending 7 hours doing something, now we're down to about 40 minutes. Because at the end of the day, what you should be thinking is, how can I use AI to supercharge me rather than replace me? You have to embrace change because technology moves and we have to adapt. And there's going to be instances in the future, and I don't think it's in the distant future, where someone will ask you to read a book and you'll be able to read a book within minutes. Or you will be able to basically have 1,000 emails and ask AI on a daily basis to be able to go into the emails and reply to them as if it was you, in a validating way. Meaning that it's going to cut your workload from hours and days into minutes, which means more efficiency, which means more productivity, which ultimately means that we'll be able to receive 10 times more input and give 10 times more output, which means 100% increase in work. Because what you should be doing most of the time is using AI in this machine to be able to give work to you, and then you just focus on the quality assurance. Because what you should be doing is focusing more on these tools to be able to help you to become more valuable to the companies that you work for or the clients that you serve.